What up, chat? We're live. Today is November 1st. The government has been shut down for a month. SNAP benefits are gone. Republicans are fear-mongering, as per usual. And the libs, or progressives, mostly progressives, are actually trying to organize and stop mayhem from happening. Because the thing is, Republicans are fear-mongering. Like, they are, straight up, and it's stupid, okay? But this situation is significantly more dangerous because it's true. When people can't eat, they don't have food, they will become desperate. And what will desperate people do that don't have access to food? They will break and enter to steal food. That is what they will do. So my prediction is that we're going to see mass theft from Walmart, from Target, Kroger, and Publix. These grocery stores are going to get looted. They are, and I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Legitimately, I don't know. They're just like, oh yeah, this is fine. Yeah. Say what you will about Walmart and their profiteering, right? Oh, they're a big corporation. They don't care if people steal. These places are going to get ransacked if people don't have food, because Americans are heavily armed, and you're not gonna see average desperate people breaking into residences. I don't think. I'm sure that will happen. Okay. Now keep in mind that all of this, there's still a way out of this. Okay, and it is either the Republicans can capitulate to the demands of the Democrats, which is what I want, so that way people's healthcare premiums won't triple, and we can once again fund SNAP. Or if they really don't want to capitulate with Democrats, they could cut into the ICE money. Okay, for those of you that don't know, there is a $6 billion account that is going towards ICE during this shutdown. And they could give it to SNAP. And SNAP could keep going for another month, another 2 months. Okay, until this shutdown is over. The shutdown business. But if they don't do that, there is going to be mayhem. I mean, this is ridiculous. I give it 3 days. 3 days, okay? It's November 1st. Right now, people all over the country can't buy food. They can't buy food, dog. How long before they, before they become desperate enough to commit a crime? Probably not that long, if I had to guess. But yeah, anyway, I think that there will be like not really an organized push, but a collective push because like 40 million Americans are at risk right now, at risk of starvation. 40 million. That's a lot of fucking people. Okay, and if they all get hungry at the same time, which they will, then they're all going to have the same idea. Let's go steal at Walmart. And that's how it's going to happen. That's how it's going to turn into this. If everybody runs, they can't catch all of them. You know? But yeah, I mean, as per usual, I have no idea what the elites, what their plan is. Other than to just brutally kill everyone, I guess. But, like, that doesn't seem reasonable. That doesn't seem like a good idea. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. My God. We are so donezo. Okay, anyway, here we go.
We're less than 2 months removed from the assassination of Charlie Kirk at the Utah Valley University campus, and guess what? The left has not stopped celebrating that assassination. Now, of course, we have documented on this channel before all the different various TikToks that ended up celebrating and cheering Charlie Kirk's shooting before he was even confirmed to be dead, because this is who broad portions of the left are. And if you don't remember that, let me play you a little bit of a mashup of those celebration videos right here before we continue.
I have breaking news. We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Ooh, ooh.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact few. It's just great.
And the last thing on this today, yes, I am a better person than you for celebrating the death of a Nazi. And actually, it's pretty weird that you're not, and simultaneously asking people to have empathy for the Nazi. Y'all good?
But again, it is not just randoms on TikTok.com. Those videos have hundreds of thousands of views, likes, and shares. And again, the idea that it's okay to murder right-wing people because they disagree with you is so prevalent among the left wing that shortly after the shot was fired against Charlie Kirk, you could actually see people in the crowd celebrating his assassination in real time because, again, the left is this comfortable with the murder of their political opponents. Now, in addition to the college kids, the TikTokers, and all these different various people, you also had members of Congress like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez defaming Charlie Kirk on the House floor, did an entire video on that. You had Ilhan Omar reposting a video on her X feed that blamed Charlie Kirk for creating his own assassin one day after his assassination. You also had her go on with Mehdi Hassan and laugh it up about Charlie Kirk's assassination, again, celebrating it without actually fully embracing it. But again, there are many, many other figures on the left-wing media that just can't help themselves but cheer on the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and of course, have decided to take shots at everybody, including Charlie Kirk's wife. And a perfect example of this is Kyle Kulinski, who initially, in reaction to Charlie Kirk's assassination, decided to say, oh, well, Charlie Kirk's in favor of the Second Amendment, so therefore, yeah, he kind of had it coming in this clip right here.
Here's something that Charlie had regularly argued, and, hard disagree.
It's not just that he, like, look, we all like the Second Amendment. Okay, everybody likes the Second Amendment. Oh, that's not true. No, the libs hate it. They hate the Second Amendment. Like, no, man. We just, like, wanting gun regulation is not the same thing as wanting to strike the Second Amendment. It's not the same thing. We don't allow people to have nuclear bombs. If you want, like, at least libertarians are logically consistent on it. You know, they're like, oh yeah, I think people should be able to have tanks. People should be able to have fucking hydrogen bombs. Okay, it's stupid, but it's logically consistent. Okay, if you think that people shouldn't have tanks, then I will make the argument that we should extend this this restriction to guns that can murder lots of people very fast. Anyway, Charlie Kirk was against that. He was against gun regulation, and he was shot by a firearm, most likely. It's ironic that a person that abhorred gun regulation was, in his final moments, victimized by gun violence.
On this one,
It's
man,
ironic.
but quote, I think it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
That
is a prudent deal. It is rational. So, hey, some gun deaths every year are worth it for Second Amendment rights. It's like, well, I mean, now you're one of those people.
Now look, I know some people who are defenders of Kyle Kalinske are going to say, well, Charlie Kirk did say that gun deaths as a consequence of having the freedom to have a Second Amendment is a good and prudent deal that we should make. Therefore, it's ironic that he died in this way. But what I want you guys to really stop and think about for just a moment is if somebody was making the case that we should ban cars, and they listed all the negatives associated with cars, and of course the deaths that are caused by car accidents, and then somebody decided to stand up and say, listen, yes, there are downsides to having the freedom to own and operate a motor vehicle. That being said, the upsides are definitely worth it. And yeah, although we are going to have a certain amount of car accident related deaths in this country.
I hate this comparison. Because you don't need a rifle to go to work. Because you want to talk about banning cars. I would love to ban cars. I would love that shit. I fucking hate cars. Most leftists do. Like, this isn't really a convincing argument for leftists. Like, they're gonna hear this and be like, hell yeah, like, I wish we would ban cars. I fucking hate them. I hate roads. I hate the way this country looks. The strip malls, the McDonald's, the Strodes. It's disgusting. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you don't need a fucking AR to go to work. You do not. So, it's not the same thing. Like, banning guns is more practically feasible, okay? As in, like, people could mostly continue their normal way of life without the guns. The actual mechanism of obtaining people's guns would be a little more difficult, but that's why we've thought of buyback programs, which other countries have executed successfully. You're stupid. It's not the same thing. Lastly, I would like to say that we could also ban cars feasibly, and it would be a good thing. Cars contribute to climate change. They kill a lot of people. I think it's like the second leading cause of death other than heart disease in this country. And if we didn't have cars, we would need some other form of transportation, like like maybe a high-speed rail. Yeah, that shit sounds awesome, dude. That sounds fucking epic. Like, why can't we have that?
Country, I still think it is a prudent deal, because think about what our nation would be without ground-based transportation, like trucks or cars or whatever. We would not be able to move goods around the nation as efficiently. And by the way, the interstate highway system alone, as we talked about on this channel, generates about $760 billion of economic activity. So yeah, we make these trade-offs all the time. Now, if that person died in a car accident, would it be okay to celebrate that person's death immediately, like before their body was cold, like Kyle Kalinske did? I would think not. I would think that would be rather disgusting to do, especially when you consider that Kyle Kalinske is also somebody who shares his opinion for a living on the internet.com. And obviously,
but Kyle isn't really celebrating. I mean, I don't know if he did in the same way that other libs did. I would suspect probably not, because he's a fucking political commentator. And I did not see a single leftist or liberal political commentator, serious political commentator. I mean, like, maybe Destiny did. But like I said, serious political commentator that celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, because we all do the same thing that Charlie Kirk did. And he got blasted for it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kalinsky did. Maybe I don't watch him. He's, fucking lib. Or I think he is. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, anyway,
Obviously,
let's
I have
let's
this
keep
worldview,
going.
and I've talked about it before multiple different times, but there should be some kind of, unity, at least to a certain degree, of the people on this side of the camera against people who would try to kill them on the other side of the camera out there in the audience, because obviously, if you end up catering to a culture...
And by the way, it's not really the same thing as being, like, pro-car. Being like... Because, like, the real parallel between this, like, gun and car thing and Charlie Kirk, it would be like if somebody was like totally in defense of oil, of the gas industry, and then they like were killed by a motor vehicle. Maybe that still wouldn't be like a perfect parallel. Like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. The guy defended like the gun laws, the gun restrictions as they currently exist, which are causing mass shootings all the time and like unnecessary gun deaths and school shootings. And then he got blasted, and that's ironic. It is, like, I don't care, like, what, dude, no matter which way you cut it, it's ironic. It is. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, it's like, it's comedic, it's like gallows humor or whatever. Like, it's not really funny, but it is ironic. You can't debate that. And so if you were to concede to that, you would have to understand, like, okay, Kalinsky is making an observation. He's saying something that many other people have observed, that they have all agreed upon, that, yeah, this is like an ironic happening. Like, it just is. Imagine if somebody who, like, spends their entire career defending oil and gas, the oil and gas industry, the petrol industry. Imagine they, for whatever reason, get assassinated by the oil and gas industry, which regularly happens. They do assassinate people, for sure. That would be ironic. Right? That would be kind of funny. It would be really fucked up. It would be scary. That's what's going on, man. That's what happened. Charlie Kirk defended gun violence. He advocated for more gun violence, and then he died to gun violence. That's irony.
That
That's
embraces
it.
the psychos that target people for sharing opinions they don't like online. That leaves all of us vulnerable. But Kyle Kalinske has none of that. He doesn't give a damn about people on the right. He wants you to die. And in addition to that, he will go out of his way to mock your dead relatives, your dead spouse, just so he can make political points, because he thinks it's acceptable to do this, even though, again, he would not like this to be done to him. But of course, Kyle has decided to take it a step further. He actually recently posted on his X account this image right here. And for those of you who are listening via podcast, what this is a Spirit Halloween costume that depicts Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, again, the spouse of the person who was assassinated for political speech that Kyle Kalinske disagreed with, and it is labeled Fake Grieving Widow Grifter Costume, includes fake teardrops, skin-tight black leather morning pants. And of course, it depicts Erika Kirk with tears streaming down her face, her mascara is running, leather pants, and a hat full of money.
Okay, look, man, you can pearl clutch over this. Oh, I can't believe that they would make fun of her, a widow. She lost her husband. Like, dude. I feel bad for her. I do. She lost her husband. I know that no matter what, that's got to be difficult. No matter what kind of marriage they had, no matter what grounds they were on when he died, like, there's no closure, It's like he's just gone. I don't know. It's sad. And so, all that is to say, I don't know what I would do if I were her. I don't know. But I probably wouldn't do what she did, okay? Let's be so fucking for real. Like, dude. dude, I mean, I guess I understand, like, being public about it. Like, I probably wouldn't do that, okay? I don't think I would. Again, I don't know. I don't know. But, like, she just immediately, like got on stage and, like, went in front of the public and, like, just on full display, just was, like, grieving. And it looked weird, okay? And look, everybody grieves in their own way. Everybody does. But you can't look at the videos of her talking about this and like making the speeches in front of the crowds and like and think that it's normal. It's not. She was not acting like normal. And grief does weird things to people. It does. But, like, I cannot fault liberals for seeing this and being like, yeah, that's weird. That's fucking weird. Okay? Like, it is. It is weird. Straight up. I think that the normal thing to do would have been to not make public statements. It would have been to, like, you know, go be with your family. Go, like, get out of the public view. Get out of the public eye. But she didn't do that, and that's fine. That's fine. That's not what's weird. What's weird is the way she acted on stage. That's the weird part, okay? What else is there to say? Okay, I don't know.
Look, I want you guys to understand that the reason that Kyle Kalinske posted this is twofold. And the first part of that reason is because Kyle Kalinske hates the right wing and he's okay with people being murdered. He celebrates the murder of his political opponents, which honestly is perfect.
Wow, that is so good faith of you. That is wow. Wow. You are really trying to de-escalate the tensions between the two sides. Why are the leftists doing this? Why are they escalating? I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know, man. This really isn't new. People think that this shit is new, but, like, Republicans have been on this shit for several years now. Like, the leftists, they want to kill us. They're gonna kill us. They're coming after us. Yada yada. It's delusion. It's crazy. No, Kyle does not want you dead. He didn't. I don't think he wanted Charlie Kirk dead. None of us wanted Charlie Kirk dead. We don't want violence. We just want institutional change. That's it. We want a more robust infrastructure. Generally, I'm talking about all aspects of infrastructure. We want better social safety nets, more welfare. That's what we want. Those are our demands. None of that requires violence and death. That is what all leftists want.
Fitting as somebody who identifies as a socialist, because there's a reason that these people always end up killing massive amounts of people in order to achieve their ends. It's because they actively despise anyone that disagrees with them, and they know for a fact that they cannot get their way unless they murder dissenters. So let's be clear, Kyle Kalinske is 100% in favor of that. But in addition to that, we also have a bunch of other things that I find to be incredibly hilarious. First and foremost, there's the targeting of Erika Kirk's leather pants. And by the way, a lot of people have targeted her for like warmly embracing JD Vance at a recent event as well, saying that this hug was too much of a hug, even though people have posted images, not that you needed to do so, of Erika Kirk hugging women in this exact same way. This is just her style of warm embrace. And a lot of people have been pushing the narrative that Erika Kirk is not grieving in the appropriate way, because there are certain instances where you see Erika Kirk smiling or happy, or of course focused on forwarding Turning Point USA, which by the way is of course Charlie Kirk's legacy. Now I'm not going to go over every single example of apparently Erika Kirk not grieving the proper way, because I don't know if you guys know this, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but people who have no life experience, who've never actually grieved a loved one, expect grief to look how it looks in the movie, where you're wearing all black, you're at a funeral where it's raining, everybody has a black umbrella, and everybody has sad faces while a swell of sad music plays constantly in the background. Now, of course, this is not actually how it works. This is not actually how grief tends to operate on a human being. And if you've actually gotten to the point in your life where you've grieved somebody, you would know this. And a perfect example of this that people like to use against Erika Kirk is her on the Charlie Kirk show talking about how she has.
Wait, I'm sorry, I zoned out for a minute.
Everybody has a grieving the proper way, because I don't know if you guys know this, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but people who have no life experience, who've never actually grieved a loved one, expect grief to look how it looks in the movie, where you're wearing all black, you're at a funeral where it's raining, everybody has a black umbrella.
No. No, that's not why. That's not why it's weird. Okay, look, nobody thinks that. Nobody, you're straw manning. You're doing a classic straw man. Okay. I have lost loved ones. I have. I know what grief looks like. Straight up. I've seen it many times in my life. Although I'm not that old, okay? I'm not as old as you, actual Justice Warrior, but I've seen it before. And anyway, I am aware that everybody grieves in their own special way. Okay? It's just that some grief is weirder than others. That's true. That doesn't mean it's wrong or it's invalid. It just is what it is. It's strange. Okay? The way she grieved, the way she is grieving is weird. It is weird. It is strange. She's doing it very publicly. Yeah, I know that she doesn't have to wear all black and cry and yada yada. Okay, no shit. No shit. That's not why people think it's weird. People think it's weird because of the way she talks about him. People think it's weird because of how public it is. First, that's probably first and foremost. It's how public she's being about it. But also, like, the way that she talks about him. The way that she interacts with Trump and Vance. That was really strange, in my opinion. But whatever.
Umbrella, and everybody has sad faces while a swell of sad music plays constantly in the background. Now, of course, this is not actually how it works. This is not actually how grief tends to operate on a human being. And if you've actually gotten to the point in your life where you've grieved somebody, you would know this. And a perfect example of this that people like to use against Erika Kirk is her on the Charlie Kirk show talking about how she has plans from Charlie Kirk and smiling when she's talking about it.
We have decades worth of my husband's voice. We have unused material from speeches that he's had that no one has heard yet. We have Sunday specials lined up to the brim because my husband was so intentional about making sure that there was enough content. Always.
He made sure we recorded everything.
Everything.
He would not do a speech unless we could get the video and the
100%. So we have speeches that no one's heard of. We have interviews that no one's heard of. We have stuff from Korea and Japan that no one's heard of.
Podcasts.
So, I mean, in the words of my husband, buckle up, because there is a lot of content to be had. And we have so many amazing things down the pipeline that we are working on currently that will
unveil in due time.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
And so,
and by the way, those are...
Yeah, so, like, continuing the content, okay? I see nothing wrong. I see nothing strange about that. I don't. I do, however, see how this could be misconstrued by libs, by regular people as well. Like, yeah, your husband got shot in the neck a month ago and died in front of everyone, and now you're talking about like posting his speeches and I don't know, it seems like very farmy, very content farmy. I think that's how people feel about it. Like that, I'm not saying that that's what I think, but this is how this is understandably how libs interpret a scenario, a situation like this. Like, man, she is, like, talking about like, profit, like, if you want to look at this in the least charitable way possible, which, again, this isn't what I think, but what she's talking about here is profiteering off of her husband's death. That's it. And again, I'm not saying necessarily that that's what she's doing, but that is the, like, least charitable perspective about it, and I can't really blame people for thinking that at this point after seeing everything that she's done, man. Like, it's weird. It's just weird. That's it.
That he wanted.
We were working on some big things, right up until the end, and we've talked about that a lot. Like, a lot of the guiding vision that we're using right now to kind of steady the ship and figure out where we're going is the things Charlie himself
100%.
told us where we were going.
100%. And similar with Turning Point USA, Charlie had a plan moving past 2030 that he's shared with the team and has implemented. So we're not going anywhere.
We have the blueprints.
We have the blueprints. We have our marching orders, and we are just...
Another thing that I didn't even mention. So, like, Erika, I don't really think that she's a bad actor in this. I don't like her particularly. I don't like her political views, certainly. But, I don't personally think that she's doing something nefarious or that she has done anything nefarious. Like, she lost her husband, man. What else is there to say? But there are certainly some nefarious bad actors in this, like Ben Shapiro, like Michael Knowles. Okay, these people are vultures. They are vultures. And she, Erika Kirk, is associating herself with the vultures that are picking at the corpse of her husband. Like, I believe it was day one. Okay, day one after he was killed, after he was murdered, assassinated, Ben Shapiro, what did he do? He postured himself to take over Turning Point USA. That's what he wanted. Straight demon time, bro. Straight demon shit. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. His body wasn't even cold yet. And Ben Shapiro was trying to take over Turning Point USA. That is wild. But it's to be expected. It is, sorry to say, it's business. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that.
Just remaining humble and grateful to God, and remaining just stewards to what God has blessed us with. And I know Charlie's going to continue to guide us, and the Lord will continue to guide us. And I just wanted to let everyone know that this is far beyond any of us sitting in these chairs. This has nothing to do with us. It never will. The glory all to God on that front. And I just am excited. It's weird to say excited, but it's also very surreal to say it, because I know that God will use all of this in a way that will glorify Him, further Charlie's legacy, and Charlie's up in heaven just he's
rooting us on.
He's so rooting us on.
Now, if you're stupid, and I mean really, really stupid, or evil, by the way, then you would listen to that, you would see the smile on her face and be like, oh, there you go, not grieving hard enough right there in that moment, because, people have never thought about the idea of putting on a brave face, and again, what it means to pick up the baton from somebody who has passed away and try to move forward with their mission. But again, anybody who has grieved somebody, that has found something that their dead loved one has left for them to actually carry on after they passed away, has likely gone through a similar cycle of emotions that we would see from Erika Kirk, where you're happy, you're honored, you're proud, it makes you think fondly of that individual. And a lot of times what ultimately ends up happening is those positive memories after you lose someone end up turning into sad memories, because again, you have that memory or that moment broken by the point where you realize that that person is no longer with us. So to me, the people who are constantly ragging on Erika Kirk's grief, again, fall into three categories, which are stupid people that don't understand grief beyond a child level of understanding. Again, this is a concept that is supposed to be understandable by a child, so much so that in the Disney Pixar movie Inside Out, there's a scene where the happy orbs, which represent happy memories, end up getting tainted, theoretically, or they are perceived to be tainted in the movie, with the sad energy, creating something. You have a mixture of emotions, memories that both make you happy and sad at the same time. But I understand a lot of people on the internet.com do not have the emotional complexity of the intended audience, a PG audience for that movie. So again, I understand that that's a big ask. So there are people in that category. Then there are obviously evil people who know what they're doing is wrong, know what they're doing is evil, and are just trying to take advantage of it. And then there's a second branch of evil people who are trying to profit off of this, promote their own conspiracies, and do all of these disgusting things in order to benefit themselves. And they don't care who they hurt in the process, because they never cared about Charlie Kirk. Now, Kyle is in category 2, but make no mistake about it, another reason why Kyle Kalinske is just assuming that Erika Kirk happens to be grifting off of this particular death of her husband is because this is not only exactly what Kyle Kalinske would do, this is what Kyle Kalinske has done. Now, I know a lot of you might not have seen this video, but this is a video during the Democratic primary where Kyle Kalinske is trying to get people to vote for Bernie Sanders instead of Joe Biden. And of course, Joe Biden ended up demolishing Bernie Sanders, and he decides to tell a personal story about the death of his father in order to emphasize the importance of Bernie Sanders' campaign and, of course, Medicare for All. Let me play that clip for you right here.
My dad is dead because we don't have Medicare for All. He very well could be alive today if we had Medicare for All. He didn't have insurance. He avoided going to the doctor for his back pain. He went to a freaking chiropractor instead to save money. It was a tumor. By the time he went to the emergency room, it was too late. He died very soon thereafter. So Joe Biden is saying, okay, under my administration, I would pursue policies that still have your dad die, Kyle.
So that's Kyle Kalinske saying in clear and unambiguous terms that his dad died because he couldn't afford to go to the doctor. He had cancer. It was left undiagnosed until he went to the emergency room. And the only thing that could have saved him was Bernie Sanders. And then he takes it a step further, saying Joe Biden has a policy that says Kyle's dad should die, while Bernie Sanders has a policy that says that that's not the case. Now, of course, this could be a moving, emotional story. That was the intended goal of Kyle Kalinske, to use his father's death in order to push his policy agenda. But as long as this is a true story, I guess...
Oh my god, dude. What? That is so fucking gross, dude. And, I don't know, maybe it'll work on your stupid audience, but, like, what the fuck, man? Like, he's using his dad. Yeah, I mean, he was using his dad's story to make a point about healthcare in this country, which is fucked. I like it how you are literally doing the exact thing that you are saying your political opponents are doing. Which is to say that the grieving survivors of their loved ones are like being disingenuous for political gain, for political reasons. You're fucking disgusting, dude.
It's no big deal. People often use emotional anecdotes in order to push you in the right direction. That is part of the game of politics. But the thing is, this is a false story. This is a lie. Years prior to this, Kyle Kalinske told the story of how his dad died. And notice how different the story is when it's not about Bernie Sanders versus Joe Biden, and it's actually about Kyle Kalinske's annoyance with chiropractors in particular, because I think this is quite telling.
Not many people know this, and I don't think I've spoken about this on air yet. But one of the reasons my father died young is because of a chiropractor. Okay, you're probably thinking, whoa, are you serious? So my father, he smoked heavily his whole life. He died at the age of 56, okay, from lung cancer. And the cancer metastasized all over the place. Now, he's one of those guys who has this belief system that I totally disagree with. I always have. The idea that you never go to a doctor. Okay, you don't trust doctors, you never go to doctors, yada, yada. Well, that was problem number one. Problem number two is when he started having some back pain, he didn't go to a doctor. He knew a chiropractor from the place where he would golf all the time.
Did you catch the difference right there? You have Kyle Kalinske telling the story, again, without a political agenda in him telling the story. And in that version of the story, his father is somebody who smoked a lot. And of course, he's somebody who refused to go to the doctor, a mentality that Kyle Kalinske fully rejects. And because of this, because he didn't want to go to the doctor and he played golf.
So this does not really contradict his story, though. Like, it sounds to me like the same version of events. Look, the truth is a lot of people in this country don't go to the doctor, and it ain't because they're scared of the doctor. It's because they're scared of the bill. That's it, man. Like, it sounds like Kalinske maybe gained a new perspective on the healthcare system and reevaluated what his father's situation really was. You stupid piece of shit.
Golf with a chiropractor. When he ended up having back pain, he ended up going to a chiropractor rather than a physician, and that is one of the reasons why Kyle Kalinske believes that his father's cancer was undiagnosed, and he died at the early age of 56. Now, obviously, we are sorry for Kyle Kalinske's loss. That's absolutely terrible, but we understand that the actions of his father, not trusting doctors himself, and deciding to go with a chiropractor that he played golf with, was the thing that likely led his cancer to be undiagnosed. In addition to that, smoking 2 packs a day, not good for your health. But again, fast forward a couple of years when it's all about trying to save Bernie Sanders' flailing presidential campaign, and Kyle Kalinske completely changes up the story. He uses the death
because of super PACs
of his father that had nothing to do with Medicare for All, because presumably if you didn't like doctors when we didn't have Medicare for All, you wouldn't like them after we had Medicare for All, and had everything to do with his own father's personal decisions. Yet Kyle Kalinske decided to...
Americans are not distrustful of doctors. Let me rephrase that. White Americans are not distrustful of doctors. They just aren't. The reason white people don't go to the doctor is because of the bill. It's because of the fucking bill, you dumb fuck. God damn. A chiropractor bill is gonna run you several $100s max. A hospital bill will run you tens of thousands of dollars max. Okay, it's a big difference.
Use that death in order to push his own agenda, which again, he might say it's worth it because Medicare for All is good and noble, but do you not think that Erika Kirk believes in the causes that she's advocating for as well? So obviously what we see right here is projection from Kyle.
Well, that's speculation, and that's where we might disagree. Okay, that's the crux of your argument here. That's it, you just said it, okay, but you glossed over it. Because, yeah, why should we assume that about Erika Kirk? Why should we? I don't know her personally. What I have seen of her has felt disingenuous. Like, it just does. The fucking battle cry line, dude, it sounds wrong. It sounds weird. It just does, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sure she's suffering. I like to think that she's not being disingenuous. I'm not going to assume that she's being dishonest. I'm just not going to do that. I'll never do that. She's not a... She doesn't have a lot of skin in the political game. Like I was saying earlier, Ben Shapiro is a vulture. Like, yeah, he fucking is, okay? But that's because I know who Ben Shapiro is. Anyway.
He would do this to his dead relative, so he assumes that people on the right are sick and twisted and are just as big a scumbag as he is. And it's very important for you.
No, that's so dishonest, dude. Nobody does that. Nobody is the villain in their own story. Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, Kyle knows how evil he is, and so he's projecting his evil onto others. No, man. That's not how that shit works. Everybody is the protagonist in their own story. Nobody thinks like that. That is so bad faith. That's more than bad faith. That's just fucking idiotic. Like, that's just ridiculous, dude. The fuck are you saying? No, man. Kyle didn't even say anything, like, particularly offensive about Erika. Like, really. Like, what did he say, anyway? He said that, he said it was kind of weird, basically, right? Like, am I remembering it wrong? Am I crazy? Like, it straight up was, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was weird. Okay, that was her husband.
Mentality is something that is held by huge portions of the left. They look down on you. They despise you. They want you not only to die, but they'll also attack and defame your relatives post your brutal murder because they see you as an obstacle to their own power.
Oh my
so when they say
God,
they want to take
dude.
care of healthcare or take over housing or take over huge portions of the economy in order.
This is dangerous rhetoric, and it's become normalized, and it's become even more normalized recently. But, I mean, Republicans have been kind of saying this for a long time, sort of. But this is just wild, man. No. Libs aren't gonna kill you. They're not gonna come kill you. They don't want to kill you. They don't want you to die, okay? That's not it. That actually, on the contrary, they want you to have free health care. Ooh, the scary leftists are gonna give you free healthcare. Oh no, oh God. They're evil, they want to kill you. Like, dog, the only people that want to kill you are probably the people that want to make your health insurance premiums fucking skyrocket.
To help you understand that they are 100% lying. They want to use that power, and they will use that power in order to hurt you because that's who they are. Remember, this is the same left wing that wanted you denied medical procedures because you didn't want to take the vaccine. This is the same left wing that wanted your travel to be restricted because you didn't want to take it. These are the same people that celebrated denying you food at grocery stores or restaurants because you didn't want to do this. And of course, they cheered on the shutting down of your business, everything you worked for, your job, because they thought they knew better than you. And by the way, huge portions of them got to work remotely, so they were able to sacrifice you for the greater good while they enhanced their own power. So never forget who these people are. Never forget how monsters they are. And as of right now, that's all I really have for you guys today. So if you like...
You know what the real problem is? It's, regular fucking employees working from home. That's the real enemy within. Yeah, man. God. Every time I watch this guy, it's just more and more brain dead, bottom of the barrel, fucking scummy takes. Alright, let's watch Leaflet now.
Oh my God, wait. Asmongold replied, he reacted to this?
Oh, jeez. All right, let's hear
What
it.
did he say?
Tell me what category of that I fit in based on and all of that. When November 1st comes, and if they don't uplift this shutdown for these SNAP benefits, I'm gonna need y'all to mind y'all business. Please mind your
They're
business.
gonna try and run out with food.
Those people, they trying
Dukes,
to
eat for the bits, thank you.
They're gonna run out.
They trying to go home and just feed their kid. And I would,
Yeah.
I would hate for you to not be able to make it back to your family, and for you to not be able to make it back home because you're trying to save these billionaire companies. You hear me?
No, that's not the way to look at it. You can't steal out of a store. You can't steal out of a store because if everybody's stealing out of the store shuts down, and then all the people that are working in that store.
Imagine, like, imagine being a YouTuber or a content creator or whatever, and you're like, hey, poor people, I have a message for you. I know you can't get food. I know you're starving, dog. But you can't steal from the mega corporations. You can't. It's wrong. Because if you do that, then they'll lose money. Then they'll have to shut down the store. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, you can't do that. You gotta starve. Sorry, buddy.
Store in the community don't have a job.
Sorry, pal.
Yeah.
Work if everybody just walks out without paying for the food. Like, I mean, really, what are we talking?
But even see this. See, the interesting thing about that is that while I agree with Asmin. I don't think that's the primary reason not to do it. And I guess it's like kind of the difference. I think it's the difference between someone on the left. I think is that I don't think that's the primary reason to not steal from the store. It isn't. It's not about a benefit to you in terms of a physical benefit. Basically, that's not the reason why you don't do it. You don't do it because it's immoral, right? Like I feel like the immorality part of it is like the first part of it, rather than it being like, well, there's some kind of utility reason to not do it, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's immoral. The government abandoning you and letting you starve, that's just the system. Sorry. That's just the way it works. You stealing from a store, that's immoral. How dare you? You piece of shit.
Like, there's food deserts. There's all kinds of examples of this.
Of their funds when they actually have insurance on every box of macaroni in it.
The insurance. This is the insurance. They think that, bro, the insurance grows on the insurance tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is the kind of shit, guys.
No, man. They are insured. A lot of the time. Okay, like that's the thing. The corporations wouldn't even really, most of the time, these corporations wouldn't take a hit because they have insurance for theft. Of course they do. The insurance companies, the ones that insure grocers, they would take a pretty big hit. And that would affect store policy. I was talking at the beginning of the stream about my predictions, what's going to happen if this continues, if we don't fund SNAP, if we don't give people the means to eat. And I stand by that. I think that people will steal, people will loot. I mean, there's just no way around it. I don't know. What the fuck else are they gonna do? What are they gonna eat? Fucking plywood? Drywall? Like, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You know, it sucks. I'm not over here like, hell yeah, like, let's steal from Walmart, you know? But, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen, man? Anyway, fuck, I had a point and I forgot what it was. Got sidetracked. Let me go back a little bit.
Box of macaroni in it.
The insurance. This is the insurance. They think that, bro, the insurance grows on the insurance tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is the kind of shit, guys. I gotta tell y'all. This is the reason why we gotta cut Algebra 2 out of the curriculum, and we gotta put in, instead of Algebra 2, we have to put in basic financial literacy.
Yeah, I agree.
Understanding what insurance is, understanding a 1040 tax form, understanding statistics, understanding averages, understanding these things, and both, that's fine. Y'all want to say I can compromise?
Yeah, it's like I don't. The main.
They can't do that. I agree with Neil deGrasse Tyson on this take. The reason that they can't do that is because then nobody would play the lottery. Like, straight up, dude. That is why it's not in the curriculum. I took statistics. And you want to know something that I realized from that class? I realized, wow. 1 in 200 million odds is basically the same as, like, for all practical purposes, it's the same as 1 in infinity. Okay, like, it's never gonna fucking happen. Like, to have a 50% chance at winning the lottery, you would have to play it over 200 million times. That's why they don't teach it.
That you need is like algebra 1 and maybe geometry. Yeah, geometry. I'd say those are the 2 that you need, really.
And it depends on the
Powerball,
Powerball, of course.
Like trigonometry, like who really cares? Calculus, who really cares? Like, and I'm not saying that it's bad to know like all these like specialized math. It's just it's not that necessary for everyday life, basically. Geometry you would use in like actual real life. Algebra you would.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say earlier. Yeah. So, I think this is my next prediction. Okay. A lot of these grocers have insurance, and so people are gonna rob them. Okay. So this is what's gonna happen. Okay, like what I was saying before. SNAP benefits go away. People become desperate. Mass looting of grocers. Okay. Now, when this happens, the insurance companies are gonna have to. They're gonna have to pay out. You know, a lot. And even, you know, compounding on this, more grocery stores are going to they're going to buy into this insurance program. Okay? Now, this is the important part. The insurance companies are going to take a huge loss. I mean, think about it. They weren't expecting this. They weren't expecting government shutdown, SNAP to get cut off, people start looting. They didn't see this coming. Probably most of them. So they're going to take a huge loss, and they're going to say, okay, if you want to buy our policy, if you want to be insured by us, Walmart, Target, Publix, and Kroger, you guys have to hire armed security. Yeah. And, you know, you're already seeing a surge in, like, asset protection jobs. Yeah, well, get ready. That's what's happening.
Actual real life. You don't really use the other one.
And then basic financial literacy. But one way or another, you do not need to be graduating from
Trig
high school.
hasn't functioned in real world. Well, not for most people. And I think that's the key is that you would teach it to people that specifically need that knowledge.
If you can't fucking figure out what insurance is, okay? You can't. It's a problem.
So
it's a big problem.
And think about that. This system prefers that we have armed security preventing theft at grocery stores. Our system prefers that over giving people food. giving people food. Like, they would rather brutalize us, kill us, shoot us for stealing bread. They would rather do that than just simply give us bread. Dog, this shit is not sustainable. Americans are too fucking insane and too heavily armed for this to work. Like, I don't know what their plan is. They think that people are just gonna, like, be like, oh, all right, well, this is fine, you know, government surveillance, armed security everywhere, violence at every turn. Yeah, if I were a politician, I would be shaking right now.
Mind
I'd be quaking in my boots.
Calc is kind of fundamental. Oh, what, calculus is fundamental? Listen, I took calculus.
Yeah, it's like 300 years old. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's taught at... technically, I don't think it's a fundamental, technically. Okay, like, words have meaning. I could be wrong about that, though. But I think that it's like a college freshman course, right? I think it's a college freshman subject. I think it's still a remedial in college, though. I could be wrong. But I don't think it's a requirement in high school.
Calculus in high school, I don't even fucking remember what it was about. To be honest, I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember a single thing of what.
Logarithms, functions. It's pretty much everything.
What was in calculus? I don't.
Logarithms and functions.
Do your part.
It's kind of like French. Did you guys know I used to know French? Like, actually? I took 4
Vous
years of
voulez
French.
vous boucher avec moi ce soir.
But for those that are out there trying to do what the fuck they gotta do, please.
Yeah, I never used it. I took French because I wanted to eat fucking brie and croissants in class. Isn't that why everyone takes French?
People alone and let them take that food back to their kids. Let them take that meal back to their kids. Let them feed their kids. Let them feed their husbands and their fathers and their mothers and all that shit. Don't have nothing.
I just realized that we're gonna have so many videos in a couple of days of people trying to capture and stop people from running out of the store with bags full of food.
Sorry.
Feed their husbands and their fathers and their mothers and all that shit. Don't have nothing.
I just realized that we're gonna have so many videos in a couple of days of people trying to capture and stop.
Did you guys stock up? I actually stocked up today. I bought 2 fucking boxes of green beans, like 2 entire cases of green beans.
From running out of the store with bags full of food. If Snap gets shut down, there are going to be people trying to run out of the store with bags full of food, and I guarantee.
Dude, they're so good. You don't even have to cook them. Like, I just sometimes I just crack open a can and just eat it straight, like out of the can. It's delicious.
Like, you're gonna have all these live streamers.
Green beans are
they're
good.
gonna have like nets and different things to like get them with. Like, bro, oh my god, it's gonna be madness. Yeah. Can you imagine this? Yeah, like literally camping.
To do with you, because when all this shit is over.
Yeah.
When all this shit is over.
Yeah.
You either will be here or you won't. I'ma just say that. Either you gonna make it out or you won't.
Yeah, that's a great way to do things. Shoot the people that are trying to stop you from stealing things from the store. What do you think happens after that? Then you go to jail. And then who's gonna feed
or you get shot if you try that in Texas?
Your kids. These people cannot think more than like 5 seconds in front of them. Obviously that's what's gonna happen. It's so stupid.
Because people are not gonna let you.
Oh God.
Come in.
How much water do I have? Water? You mean like emergency water? Well, first off, I have a well, and second, I have
Dude, these preppers actually think that they do not heavily depend on like the community around them. Like, you do realize that, Leaflet, if our society devolves into chaos, you're dead. You're fucking dead. I'm pretty sure you'll be one of the first to die because you're in Texas. And I could be mistaken, but I believe you're not white. So, yeah, it's so Jover for you. You are fucking done. Okay? They're gonna eat you first. If they can't get any food, you're gonna get cannibalized, bro. But anyway. Yeah, most people that like think they're prepared, they have like the most diehard proficient preppers have what, like 6 months supply of water and food. Like, dude, what are you gonna do after that? Like okay, best case scenario, society collapses, which is imminent. Okay. And then you survive for 6 months. Okay, great. Cool. Cling on to life for 6 months in the ashes of a nation you once called great. Unironically, I think I have the best chances of survival over most people in this country. My family, our genetics, we're like cockroaches, bro. You'll find me, and I have no shame on top of that. I have zero shame, so I'll dig through the trash. I don't give a fuck. I'll eat roadkill. Who cares? You cook it on a skillet, it's all the same. You know? I mean, fuck it. If it's already been squished by a lifted truck, then you can easily turn it into schnitzel. That's delicious. We love schnitzel. It's easy. Du siehst aus wie ein scheiße Auto.
Like those water cooler water jugs? I've got like about 10 of those.
Man, I'm gonna miss candy though.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. Just mind
Thank you,
your
Double T.
business.
Thank
Don't
you.
take your pictures,
It will be. It will be the Hunger Games. It will be straight up.
phones away. Put the fucking phones away. What are you recording?
Why are you people fantasizing about this? Like okay, it's gonna be the Hunger Games. That's good. Like this is based. This is a good thing. Dog, you know that was like those books were like supposed to be a warning, right? They were supposed to be like a 1984 style dystopia, right? Like we are on the same page here.
So what are they supposed to do? They supposed to let their kids just... You know what I'm saying?
Can you, dude, the content in like, what is it going to be, in like 2 days? Oh my god. Because you know all the, every
I'm honestly really fucking, I want to say excited. Like, that's a bad word for it. What's the word? Anticipating. Yeah, anticipating.
No, say it. Come on. Say it. Say you're excited. You are. All of you motherfuckers are. This shit is like this is just like the gladiator arena in ancient Rome. That's what this is, man. You guys want to see blood. You want to see sport. You are bloodthirsty monsters. Just own it. Your politicians are. If you're a Republican, just own it already. Or flip. Come and join the libs. Be evil or join the libs. Stop pussyfooting around it. Oh, I'm anticipating it. No, dude. You are excited. You feel tingly when you think about this. It's disgusting.
I'm anticipating what's going to happen.
live streamer is going to be out there trying to capture these people like Pokemon. There's going to be like some fat lady running out there with a fucking grocery cart full of Crisco, lard, and Reese's peanut butter cups, and there's going to be like 5 live streamers.
They need like net guns. Do you guys think is that real? Is that like a real thing? Hold on. You mean like in the freaking cartoons, you know? Is that real? See, that's what we need. We need these, man. For real.
That's stupid. That sucks. You can still move around, though. You could probably fully sprint in that. Doesn't do shit. No, you want to know what really stops people? Look, once again, Chinese supremacy, okay? You need a man catcher. Here we go. Here we go. These fucking things. These are like old school. Okay, yeah, this is like old shit. Yeah, that's like for torture or something, but the Chinese man catchers. Chinese police. There it is. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, they use these. Because they don't carry guns, I don't think. Chinese police don't carry guns. I could be wrong. But they have these fucking things. And it's basically like those things that like animal control uses to catch dogs from a distance. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, it's like the human version of that.
We need this, but like for realsies, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it works on
We need
drones.
these, but for
Yeah.
people.
No.
Their personal net gun.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah, actually.
You're done.
Love it called same way. See, that's what. So what
Okay, that's it.